By. Okay, you know what? What time is it? I think it's is it 7 o'clock? I think it's I think it's 7 o'clock, and it's Monday, and everybody knows what time it is. It's Monday Motivation with the Ogre. Tonight we got a few topics we're going to be hitting, as well as reaching back to a few comments that were made last time we were on. So yeah, we got a pretty cool show lined up for you tonight. So stand by while I do our intro for our illustrious ogre. So stand by. Let's see if this works this time. So hopefully everybody was able to hear it. Wasn't quite sure if I saw it or not. But hey, it's Monday, and guess who's here? It is Ogre. What's going on there, brother?
Me? Oh, nothing much. Hey, I didn't hear any of that. All I saw
I
was
didn't.
you didn't share it with me, you jerk.
No, it says share, but it's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So
Yeah.
if you guys did see it, let us know. Otherwise, I'll have to talk to our engineering department. Hey, Mike, did you get that? Did you get that feed?
We could
Are
fix
we
it
good?
before we put it out on live or anything.
I get. Well, I did a test earlier. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. So what's going on? What's the good word? What's going on in Ogreville? Ogreville.
Well, we're going good. You want me? I could do my court story right now before we do the
You know, I did
comments
get a
from
lot of
last week.
response on that. Yeah, people were asking, they were wondering. So yeah, why don't you go ahead and enlighten us with
I
this
had
whole
my
court story?
I had my W shirt on for victory. Victory is mine. The
There you
Oh, here's a tip. When you go to court and you're facing a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia,
go.
do not
Okay.
do not wear a backwards ball cap with a big pot leaf on it when you go up in front of the
Oh,
judgy wudgy. This cat was in front
is
of
that
me.
what you wore?
No, that wasn't me. No.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, well,
It was a kid in front of me. He's probably, I don't know, 19 or 20 or something. And the judge looked at him and he's told him about the hat. He's like, take your hat off. And he took it off and he's like, oh, great. And he's like, cannabis. He's like, yeah, if it's that important to you, move to a state where it's legal. It's not legal in Illinois. Every time I see you back here again, I'm going to fine you double. It's, $200, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, damn, man, this guy's got to be in front of me. He's getting a judge all worked up. What the fuck? I'm like, thanks, pal. So he had to pay $200. They were going down the line, and the people that had tickets, like me, moving violations that were involved in accidents, they'd have you'd stand up in front of the court and they tell you to turn around, and the prosecutor says anyone involved in an accident or witness to this thing at this date at this place, come forward, make yourself known. And then nobody would be there, and then the judge would say, okay, case dismissed. And I'm like, all right, cool, good deal for me. In front of the guy with the pot leaf hat was a woman,
uh,
and the person that she got in the accident with was there. And she comes up, and the judge, like, it's just like nothing. He's like, okay, $300 fine. I'm like, fuck. I'm looking around the court. I can't remember the broad that I got in the accident. I can't remember what she looks like. I'm sitting there. I'm looking back and forth. I'm like, where is she here? Is she here? And then they got up to me, and they're like, okay, turn around. Does anybody see? It's like, like where they do those auctions for
yeah, I was gonna ask.
dates or something. And I'm like standing there, and I'm like, great, hi, hello, courtroom full of people.
Did it make you take your shirt off?
No, I didn't have to do just my pants. But other than that, yeah. So nobody was there, and then it was like, okay, case dismissed. I'm like, well, shit, that was easy. That was like only 80 minutes out of my day, but
Yeah,
still, I didn't like it that here in Northern Illinois it's a little chilly. And
Yeah,
they keep the doors locked to the court until exactly like 8:29. and people
when the crow starts.
we're lined up outside, just freezing. I'm like, come on. I'm like, it's fucking traffic court in Downers Grove, Illinois. We're not at like, federal court downtown or anything.
Well, you can't tell these days, man. There's some crazy shit going on out there.
So the car. Oh, get this, the car, right? I got in the accident on December 29th. The back bumper's ripped off. It's got to go. My insurance says they got a place to send it to. No problem. We'll cover your rental. Blah 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 blah. So,
well, first, what is this? What kind of car what kind of car are we talking about here?
It's a car. It's a GMC something Terrain. I'm not.
This is your car, or the...
It's my car. I'm not a car guy. It's a GMC. It's a GMC Terrain. That's the Ogre.
Never heard of it. That must be one of those hybrid.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
I'm not hippie enough.
A hybrid. No, it's not hippie at all. It's 6 cylinders, all gasoline, baby. I got to burn fuel. None of that electric.
How many pounds does it push?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
The car place is sending me text. They're sending me the automatic text and say your car's is going to be done on January 31st. Your car's on schedule to be done January 31st. January 31st. I got like 5 of these, so I'm like, okay, great. On January 30th, Enterprise calls me and says, hey, your insurance called and they said they're not paying for you ran out of your rental coverage. So you're done after tomorrow. And I'm like, well, it's a good thing that worked out good. Good thing my car's going to be done. So
I like Enterprise.
Yeah. I left work early on the 31st. I go to Enterprise. Drop off the car. They give me a ride down a town over to where the car place is at.
The proverbial ride or an actual ride?
No, they gave me an actual ride. They took me in a car and drove me over there. They go over to
an alley?
To the place. I go to the car place where they're fixing it, where they told me 5 times separately on text for the last 3 weeks that my car was going to be done on the 31st. They dropped me off. I'm like, bye, Enterprise people. I go in there. I'm like, yeah, St. John, Ogre, here for the car. The guy looks at GMC, whatever the fuck it is, Terrain, something. And he looks and he's like, oh, well, you're not going to be done until February 9th. Like, what?
It's Friday.
Yeah. So I'm stuck there in the middle of wherever I was with no rental car, no car done, no coverage on rental car. So I pitched half a fit and they called back the Enterprise people. They came back and in the end, it turns out that the shop that's fixing it, because they're an Allstate joint, they're going to cover the rental car for the remaining time. But you talk about pissing a guy off. Now keep in mind, I'm also not smoking. I hadn't had I was like,
I totally forgot about that.
I was on like day 3 of no cigarettes.
Shit.
And I got a physical coming up. I had to get blood work done, so I hadn't eaten that day. So me,
for fuck's sake, yeah.
Tiny over here has no food and no smokes, and then a guy tells me I got no car and no rental car. I'm like, it's been a long time since I punched somebody. I'm like, you're real close, pal. But
I can just imagine how that would look like. When was the last time you actually punched somebody?
Oh, Jesus.
How long has it been? You punched Jesus.
A man or a woman? No, I didn't.
Well, no, we'll stick with Matt. What was the last time you actually punched a man? A man over 18? Has it been a while?
It's been probably since, I don't know. I was never much of a brawler. Probably when I was in the Navy.
You're a lover, not a fighter. I take it.
I guess you're telling us. I guess you could say that. That's what some people say.
So last week not last week, 2 weeks ago was our first official episode, and we actually had a few comments that were there. And did you get a chance to see those? And would you like to reply?
I wrote some down. I actually did.
Stand the fuck by.
Did some preparatory work here. Is that a word? Preparatory? Did I just make up a word?
It's related to hemorrhoids. We'll talk about that at the end of the show.
That's preparation.
Oh, preparation.
Well,
There
that
you
too.
go.
I think
So tell
that's
us
the
what you
word.
got.
Whatever. All right.
Future,
Let's see.
future sponsor.
Beth. Let's see. Beth S. from Minneapolis, Minnesota, asked me, "How could you be middle of the road? Where is the middle when one side are the racist Nazis?" Beth S. from Minneapolis does not hold back. That's when I said my political leanings were middle of the road.
Oh, middle. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. Okay.
my reply to that is yeah, the racist Nazi stuff I'm not in the middle of the road on. It's more so on like fiscal responsibility and a strong military and stuff like that. But the whole khaki pants and tiki torch carrying crowd, I'm not into that deal.
You're not in that. You're not into that kind of stuff.
No. I tried it, but I didn't like the whole tiki torch motif.
Yeah, that was a little overboard. A little overboard.
Let's see from Steve N from the Bronx, New York. He said, "Hey, what's up,
Steve?"
So Steve, if you're out there, that's our number one fan there.
That's our Coke guy. Our Coke guy from the Bronx.
That is the Coke dealer from the Bronx. And of course,
Not
we
dealer,
have to say again,
but he works for Coca-Cola, just to make sure.
I guess he's a Coke supplier.
Supplier, yes. So supplier, man, he's at the Bronx, man. But it's puro. This guy is crazy.
Joel S. from Fort Worth, Texas. He said he was not motivated, and we don't offer refunds for this pay-per-view. And he also asked.
So
he also strangely asked, "Why am I such a big bald homo?" Joel, okay. I can't answer that for you.
That's a dual question. We can only answer one.
D.
Only answer one. Which one would?
D. Here, I'll answer this one. Here's a good one. DP. D. First name D. DEE.
Oh, I thought you were talking the initials because I just
no.
found out what DP means.
That's something else. That's a whole.
Right,
that's
something
a
else.
whole
We're moving on.
Kettle of fish. DP from, I believe, St. John, Indiana, commented that on our little talk when we were making fun of Trump's height and weight in military service or lack thereof.
Wait. Just for the record, I wasn't making fun. We were just commenting. We were just making an observation.
We were commenting on what
stats.
Yes.
We don't want to upset anybody.
Well, D said that only like 26 of our presidents served in the military. Yes, correct. Only like 26 of our, and I think that's an exact number. Only like 26 of our presidents served in the military. However, the other 26 don't make a big shebang out of it, and tout the military, and then get out of and then got out of military service because of their rich daddy and their alleged bone spurs.
Well, you said 20. The other 26. So there's 52 presidents.
50, I'm guessing. I'm not good with subtraction.
It's Monday.
I have trouble with adding.
Yeah,
we've gone over that before.
We did go over that.
And then there was another guy that asked no respect for the president of the United States. I guess maybe in our stat giving session that some people, or at least one guy anyway, I didn't catch his name and where he was from because my phone wouldn't let me pull it up. I can answer that one by saying that if you're the president of the United States, yes. And I think I don't want to talk for Spaniard here, but I have respect for the office of the president of the United States. Okay, I'm not insane, or I'm going to say he's not my president. I'm not one of them nutbags that's going to run around and thinks the world is coming to an end and the republic is going to crack in half and we're going to have a civil war. He's a president.
End of the republic.
Yeah, it's not the end of times. It's a we'll have another election in 4 years and everything will be fine. I respect the office, but I don't necessarily respect the man. So
there you go.
Take that however the hell you want to take it.
Very
I
nice.
really,
'Cause, yeah,
I really, I'm not going to lose any sleep no matter whichever way you take it.
we don't want that. We definitely don't want that to happen. We definitely don't want that. But man, it's been a very big week here since the last time we met. Actually, 2 weeks, and a lot has
Oops.
happened. And I don't really get involved with some of these shows, but I guess the latest big show was the Grammys.
The
Was that? Did
Grammys.
you get it? Did you catch that?
I did not.
I thought
But
maybe you see Black Sheep Bravo got the invitation, but I forgot to let you guys know about it. So maybe next year we'll get invited back to the red carpet and we'll have our
I,
presence known.
I got an invite for the Slammies, so I'll be at the
Oh, that was
WWF. Yeah, I was at the wrong spot apparently.
no, that's
Uh,
it.
but at the Grammys, surprise, surprise, there was some. Do I want to say, dare I say, controversy about
Mm-hmm.
how do you say the guy's name? Ed Sheeran. He's a redheaded.
Not.
He's a ginger limey that sings all them songs and makes all the women swoon. Is ginger limey?
Yeah.
Is that
I
too
think
rough?
yes. That's kind of rough around the edges. You may get some comments on that. That's a lot of future wives or little girls are going to be pissed off at that one. But
I don't
see, I
think
thought he was
anybody
a
even.
chef.
I don't think.
I thought he was like a food guy. I didn't realize he was a musician.
No,
That's
I
what
don't even know. I'm not sure about that. Anyway, Ed won the best pop solo performance for his song, and he got booed for it because he was up against 3 or 4 women. And in this day and age,
I did not.
Apparently, if you're a man and you're up against women, you have to lose because men bad, women good. So now I'm not for rape and
Well, I would hope not.
We've covered it. I'm going to take my controversial non-rape stance here.
Black Sheep Bravo and Monday Motivation with the Ogre. Disclaimer is not legally affiliated with any comments or statements made by Ogre or his said affiliates.
He had a song, and I got some of the lyrics here, and they were upset about the song because I guess Kesha, you know her. You ever seen Kesha?
Yeah, she's good.
She's hot. I don't care about Me Too or Me 3 or whatever. She's still hot. But she made a song about overcoming sexual abuse. So hooray, hooray! And some people were incensed. Excuse me.
Incensed. That's a good word.
The music. Here's some stuff from the Twitterverse. The music industry doesn't seem to care about examining its abuses of power over women. Kesha was most likely going to use her winter speech to talk about overcoming her rape, sexual assault, and eating disorder. Holy shit.
Man.
And Ed Sheeran didn't show up. The thing was that he came up his song. Ed, let's see here.
Yeah.
Let's he's talking about he loves the girl's body, and apparently that was a big thing. I don't want to. I'm having visions of Steve Allen when he was reading Elvis Presley. Bebopalula, you're my baby. It says I'm in love.
Stand by. For those of you young folks, there, Elvis Presley was a rock and roll artist back in the 50s.
Was that Steve?
Google Elvis.
Was that Steve Allen? Where's Joel S?
No. I think
not Steve Allen. Who the hell was it?
Steve. He was the. I know what you're talking about.
It was the guy that was the Tonight Show before it was the Tonight Show.
Right.
Well, anyway.
Yes,
so
anyway.
Women and some groups were upset that Ed won because he wrote a pop song about where the lyrics are, I love your body, I love your body, and then he falls in love with this chick even though he loves her hot body. And apparently in 2018 it's a terrible thing to write a damn song.
I know, man. I don't want to get started. That's another show for another day. It's about the whole freedom of speech compared to, it's getting out of hand. And that's why I just need to go hide in the woods for a little while. But I don't know. I'd rather talk about football.
Football.
The arts is just a little too deep and heavy for me right now. I can't take it. It's too much. So, but the football though, I mean, I was was pretty on it. Did you catch the Super Bowl there this last night?
Hell yeah! What kind of question is that?
I just want to know because there was a lot of people not watching it.
Lost some bread on that one because the genius, Ogre the Greek over here decided to take the under, and then they scored the most damn points and the most yards ever in the history of the Super Bowl. So
that was a high scoring game, man. I gotta say,
for the second quarter, I'm like, I guess I don't need to eat this week.
I just got to share for those of you guys and women who did not catch the Super Bowl. It was a pretty fucking great game. I got to say, it was up there. I would say pretty close to the 1985 Super Bowl with the 85 Bears.
Oh, geez, let it go. I'm a Bears fan, but let it go.
Let it go.
Well, yeah, maybe someday they're on their 32nd year of rebuilding. Give them a break. You talk about the arts. I'd like to say that I thought old Justin there did. No, it's not my
your thing.
Not really my thing. That type of music, but the guy put on quite a show.
I don't know. You don't go out. You must not go out much because I'm gonna.
It's a soup.
I'm a performer.
There's so many millions of people watching that. You got to have some. I mean, you can't have Slayer take the stage for Christ's sake. You can't. No. You can't get too.
No,
much
here's
in
my
a basket. You got to have that wide audience. Can we see on the screen the wide?
Yeah, I can see it. It's that big.
Shrink swelling.
This is what I didn't like. It was the sound was horrible. He sang just a couple other words here and there. JT, I love you, man. I love your work, but I couldn't hear shit. I had the volume. Now it could be because I'm old. I don't know, or maybe I had too much shit blow up in my ears. I couldn't hear it. I just couldn't hear it. And the fucking that outfit he was wearing was just fucking distracting. I couldn't tell if he was trying to be Negan from fucking The Walking Dead or Woody from Toy Story. It was just distracting, and that Children of the Corn kid freaked the fuck out of me when they stopped at that. I'm like, I thought that kid was gonna pull out a fucking knife and stab JT right there.
I thought that kid was a kid from. Remember when Katy Perry was on Saturday Night Live and they had that one kid come out with the stupid swish swish dance and he was moving his hands all bad. I thought that was that kid. I'm like, is that kid from a Katy Perry dance or whatever? But apparently not. That kid's gonna have to deal with it for the rest of his. I
wonder how many ass beatings he got this morning at school.
Depends on how many fans of. Well, if he lives in Philadelphia, he probably wasn't going to school. I think they burned that town down.
I doubt that guy.
I like the. You didn't like the Prince medley?
No.
It was Minneapolis. I got in an argument with somebody
I know it was Minneapolis, but see, you don't know Prince the way I know Prince. He wouldn't have done that. He wouldn't have done. He does his productions on his own. He wouldn't have had JT. He wouldn't have done that with somebody else. He would have been just a Prince show because that's what people wanted. They would have came. I mean, it was nice. I mean, I don't want to be a hater. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of.
Yeah, you got a point because I mean, it's not like he died a week ago. I mean, that was a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I'd like to break in here. My fact checker. Thank you again.
Fact checker.
That was my fact check. That was Jack Parr.
Or fact.
Not ixnay on the fact, Tony. Fact.
No, sorry.
F-A-C-T.
Okay, just one.
my fact checker. Trying to get me hit in the face with a shovel, man? What the hell? Fact. Anyway.
So what fact did you find out?
That was Jack Parr that was reading the Elvis lyrics way back when.
Yeah, there you go. Damn, we could have made that into a question. What do you call it?
That's my fact checker. Aside from Joel S. in Fort Worth, Texas, is probably the only person I wouldn't want to go heads up on a trivia contest at a bar with deals.
That is fun shit though. I have done that a couple times. All right, now I know this was. It's been a week later. I know, but did you want to talk about anything in politics tonight at all? If not, what else? What else is in the mind of Ogre tonight? What do you got on your mind?
The State of the Union address.
Oh, okay. Here we go. All right. I didn't want to go there, but we can go there.
I know. I can't help myself to my.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you
4 viewers.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Okay.
I'll give you 2 minutes.
All right. 2 minutes. The thing
You got 120 seconds.
If you're all right, shut the hell up and I'll get going. Let's run the clock.
Cheers.
If you're a Republican and you're a conservative, he hit all the high notes for you. Okay, everything. Okay, immigration, taxes, blah 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 blah. But okay, so he does this, and everybody's like, "Hooray!" 2 things stick in my gourd. Number 1, the USA chant.
Yes, I didn't.
They're in the frickin' Congress there, State of the Union address, and the Republican lawmakers start chanting USA like it's a fucking soccer match against Guatemala or something. I couldn't believe it. I'm saying USA, USA. I'm like, okay, yes, great. Okay, we're Americans. Everybody loves the country in their own way, whatever. But that just here's the top, just a little over it. And
see, I didn't watch it. Well, to get to your, before you get to your point, I think the next time they have a State of the Union, they're going to start adding pyrotechnics and the confetti and
somebody shooting T-shirts.
Yeah, that's all we need next.
That's my point. That's the point. No, don't sit there in a joint session of Congress. I was surprised you get. She wasn't there, but what's her name? Ruth Bader Ginsburg standing up and doing the Arsenio Hall. Woo, woo, woo,
oh, jeez.
Tone it down a little decorum, as they like to say. It. My number 2 complaint was okay, yeah, let's say you, Tony. Let's say let's say you're some kind of moderate conservative Republican cat, and you watch this speech, and you're like, okay, great, good speech, President Trump. Right on. Hit everything, ticked all the marks I want. The next day, the next morning, not even 12 hours later, he sends out a freaking tweet where he says just a blatant lie. Most watched State of the Union address ever.
Yeah. Who would have guessed?
This is what gets me with this administration is that you have a plus. You give a good Republican speech, you get the Republicans all fired up, woo, 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 and then you come out with a blatant lie.
Yeah.
Has to be is there nobody in the White House that checks any of this stuff? Is there anybody with the balls to say, hey chief, no. That's easily figured out. That's easily checked. I don't know.
You got 5 seconds to make your final thought.
My final thought is if quit fucking lying blatantly.
There you go. So now we're going to move on to some other things that you wanted to talk about. Some pop culture here, maybe entertainment. What would you call this one under here?
I don't know if this is really entertainment or not. I had a bigger one here on the
You had I didn't.
You gave me, I had my State of the Union notes, but apparently I only get 120 seconds for that one. But anyway, here's one. You might remember this. Natalie Wood. Remember her?
Yes. God, years ago.
That's right. Christopher Walken.
She came back?
No. She is not. She is not back. But her drowning after 30, how many years? I got to subtract again.
Yeah, that's
quite a lot of years. And is now considered a suspicious death.
What?
There was new witnesses. I am reading here from the Los Angeles Times. New witnesses have emerged in the 1981 drowning of actress Natalie Wood, prompting investigators to deem it a suspicious death. And that names 87-year-old actor, her former husband, Robert Wagner, a person of interest.
Okay.
So, yeah, she was on the yacht there with Robert Wagner and Christopher Walken, and that's what's funny. Yeah. People think about like Christopher Walken as being like the funny guy does like the Saturday Night Live. I need more cowbell, and people do the impressions of him.
Sure.
But he was there when she got pushed off the damn boat. I mean, And it
So
harkens
is he?
back to it harkens
So
back
is he
to
a poison?
fourth grade to one of my very first jokes.
Okay.
Would you like to hear it? This is
Lay it
this is
on
a
me, man.
this is a fourth
All right,
grade
this is the
ogre
first
joke
ogre joke. Here we go. Tonight's ogre joke.
from fourth grade.
Okay.
Ogre age 10. Question: what's the only kind of wood that doesn't float?
What?
Natalie
Natalie
Wood.
Wood.
It still cracks me up. I think
Well,
I think my mom gave me a smack when I told that at the dinner table.
oh, well, at least it was the dinner table and not like at a more public function, because I'm sure that would have been
Yes,
went over well.
so they're trying to talk to Wagner, but I mean, for Christ's sake, that guy's 87. What's he going? Sitting there
Yeah.
drooling on yourself.
Why even bring it up 30 years ago? That's what I don't understand about some of these things. Like
there
nobody...
there is no statute of limitations on murder.
Right, but who's bringing it up again? I guess that's my question. How did this all?
I don't know. Probably cold case. I guess I got it right in front of him. Blah, blah, blah. Statements provided by witnesses.
So it's just a lot more.
Oh, no. The police statement was issued after CBS News aired an interview with L.A. County Sheriff's Lieutenant John Carina, who said he doesn't believe Wagner has told the whole story about what happened. So this guy, they apparently they did a piece on it on the local news there, or on a news magazine, and it raised some questions. So now investigators, and there was another I think the boat captain had come back and changed his story. The guy that was on the boat.
Can't trust boat captains anymore. If you can't trust a boat captain, who the hell can you trust?
Cato Kalin.
That's another one. So wait, so they're bringing back this Natalie Wood case, and I don't know if I was daydreaming, drunk, or what, but is there a show about Tupac and Biggie? They're doing a series. I don't know if I saw this. So if anybody saw this,
yeah, you're right. I saw that. Yeah.
Okay, so I wasn't hallucinating then. I wasn't drunk.
No. It's L.A. It's about the L.A. cop wants to solve it, and it's all fiction. Who knows? Did you see that movie? You see that? You see that? The All Eyes on Me?
No.
The Tupac Shakur story?
No, not yet. It's on my list to watch.
The guy that plays him is, and I hate to use this term, is a dead ringer.
Really?
Yeah.
No, maybe that's the show you're talking about. Maybe we'll have to.
No. I know it's two separate things. There was a movie that came out about a year ago, and then there's a show that's going to be, I don't know, Netflix or something. Hold on.
Oh, I like Netflix. They're stepping up their game, I must say. They're doing pretty good.
I
will tell them.
I'm getting a question over the instant messenger on how do you comment on your fabulous net webcast. So someone wants to know how to comment.
You just go to the page, I suppose, and type.
Yeah, it should be a little thing that says comment right there on Facebook Live.
Oh, it says we have a comment from Bonnie. It says cable is out, so I'm watching your show. Good job, Sean. Good job.
Which Bonnie?
Bonnie S.
Does it say Bonnie S or does it say Sparkle S?
No, Bonnie S. Yeah,
that's hi.
There you go.
That's my mommy.
That's two people watching. That's all right. So your mom's watching, and probably my mom's watching. That's great. We got our moms watching. That's
there you go. It's not even Mother's Day.
It was one, but so yeah, we only got a little bit of time left. I definitely wanted to talk about this one because you really sparked my interest here on this one. Number 7 with
I don't have them numbered. Oh, Fidel Castro's eldest son dies from apparent suicide.
Man, that is crazy shit.
Fidel Castro's eldest son died by suicide after undergoing months of care due to a deep depression, according to Cuban official state media.
Wow.
So
that's some crazy shit, man.
At the time of his death, he was serving the regime as scientific advisor to Cuba's Council of the State and as vice president of the Academy of Sciences of Cuba.
Hmm.
And then he offed himself.
Would you visit Cuba?
Yeah, if it was like Godfather 2.
Godfather 2. Godfather 2. See, I know I've seen it. I know I've seen it. I'm just trying to remember that scene.
That's where Johnny Ola takes him to the donkey show.
The donkey show. The real life donkey show?
Well, not in a movie, but I mean,
Like a show.
they don't show it. I mean,
I'll have to rent
Godfather
it.
2 wasn't rated X.
Yeah, I'll have to rent that. I don't remember.
How'd you find this place, Fredo? Oh, Johnny Ola took me here. Yeah, that's
yeah.
You got it.
I'll have to check that out.
You haven't seen Godfather 2? Oh, jeez.
I have, but it's been years, man. I mean, you see it like on TBS, and they cut out everything or whatever they do. I don't know.
Well, they would definitely cut out a donkey show on TBS.
I haven't seen.
Oh, Jesus! My mom's watching, and you're making me talk about donkey shows.
Oh, we apologize. We're talking about the donkey shows where they jump through hoops and the fire at the finales and jump through a big hoop with fire.
And they make them stand up. They balance on balls and put a big sombrero on them.
It's a street show that with animals. It's humane. It's all good.
Hey, let's hit let's hit today in history because I actually.
All right, let's wrap up with that because we're coming close to the end of our show. So yes, we're gonna go ahead and today in history with Ogre.
What's the? I hope I got the right date. Yeah, February 5th. February 5th, 1918. 100 years ago. Now,
100 years.
So it's only 100 years ago. Only. Okay. Stephen W. Thompson with the United States Air Corps shoots down a German biplane, and that was the first aerial victory for the United States ever. USA.
Wow.
USA.
That's appropriate. That's when you say USA.
So it's only 100. It's only. I mean, well, yeah, only in the history of man, I guess, or even the country. 100 years ago was the first aerial victory. And here's a good one that I actually researched and was kind of giggling about, but it's not funny really at all. February 5th, 1958, a hydrogen bomb was lost off the coast of Savannah, Georgia, and it has never been found to this day. It was being it was being flown, and the plane got hit by its escort fighter, and the crew got a little jumpy, and they jettisoned the bomb because they didn't want it to go off. And a couple miles off the coast of Savannah, kabloop, it went in a drink there.
Damn.
And it's never been found.
Wow, that's some pretty good research there, Ogre.
Thanks.
That's impressive, very impressive.
And we also have some birth dates.
Okay, we got some birthdays. Yeah, this is when we have to put in like the graphics and the sound. Happy.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
and we don't have to. We could go over a few on them 40 minutes. I mean, it's not a tight 40.
Sure. All right. Hey, it's your show.
In 1934, Hank Aaron was born on February 5th. The real home run king, as far as I am concerned. In 1964, Duff McKagan, Spaniard,
doesn't ring a bell.
Guns N' Roses original bass player and junkie was born.
Never. Wow. Oh, junkie.
Actually, yeah, and he was also one of the last people. Or not one of the last people, but he was on a flight from L.A. to Seattle sat next to Kurt Cobain shortly before Cobain decided to blow his brains out.
Yeah, I remember that.
Probably because of his wife nagging at him that his socks were on the floor or something. And then also in 1969, keeping with the junkie motif.
All right, lay it on.
I'll give you a hint. Let's see. Every little step take. How about this
Police?
No, it's my prerogative.
Oh, Bobby Brown.
There you go. Yeah, I didn't give it away easy. Yes, 1969, February 5th, birth date of is he dead?
Bobby Brown?
I don't want to say late.
I don't think so. No, I don't. He's still around. He's kicking it. I think I saw him on a Vice show.
Whitney's deader than shit. She's dead. Whitney's daughter's dead.
Yeah, I know. That's sad. That was sad.
He looks good, huh? So Bobby's still kicking it. All
Bobby's still kicking. Yeah, he's still doing it.
Well, I guess I can't.
Not the handle. Yeah, he's doing good.
Oh, that New Edition.
Yeah, new
Mr.
edition. That's right.
Mr.
Cool
Telephone Man, remember? Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool it now. That's it. Yeah,
That
I
was a good
remember
one.
that. It was a good one.
The sad thing is that I do remember it.
I
But
know. You still got the
yeah.
poster in your locker. You had it in your locker there, Ron.
Now talking about that in my locker. Oh, geez, not just there. I had a.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll leave that off. I keep forgetting my mother's watching. You talk about my that's that stuff that came out when we were in like 7th, 8th grade, right? I went.
Your mom,
you're cutting me off.
No, your mom did say. She says, "I don't know what it is anyway, so you're safe." I guess it was about the donkey show, so you're safe.
Hey, well, something we can talk about at Easter.
Second topic of discussion at Easter dinner.
I think I would like to make an announcement. I guess let's try. How about if you're up for it, Spaniard? How about we do this? We try to do this weekly. We'll do it 40 minutes. I'll actually do some research and
you should do your homework.
We'll just get on here and bullshit for 40 minutes and see where it takes us.
And the other thing I'm going to comment here is we will have the ability to call in or phone in. Well, I guess the same thing. What the fuck? You could call in, and also we will be able to send. Yes, we'll send you a link so that you could be a future guest of our show. So when you do catch our show, make sure you note that. And then we are going to be starting our weekly show Mondays. I will post it on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube page that we will be meeting here every Monday. It will be a weekly show Mondays at 7 p.m. Monday Motivation with Ogre. So make sure you mark your calendars. And before we go, any final thoughts, Ogre?
Oh, Jesus. I keep forgetting this part. Final thoughts are, serious. I forgot about this.
Okay.
I heard late this afternoon that a woman that I worked with for several years, I got to bring this down here. A woman I worked with for several years when I was in Crest Hill, Illinois. She was in a car crash and she died, and she had moved away, and she was, I don't know, down south or something. But anyway, I worked with her for like 7-8 years, and it goes along with what I've said in the past on the round table as far as, don't sweat the small stuff, because you never know when that next step and that next thing you say is going to be the last thing that you say. Yeah. So just
words of wisdom.
Don't worry about it. Don't get hung up on stuff, and and again, don't be a complete asshole, and don't drop out of society and sell meth or whatever. But don't sweat the small stuff, because in 100 years, who the hell's going to care?
That's right. Don't sweat the small stuff. That was brilliant.
You can put that on your whiteboard next to you.
Put that on the T-shirt. Yeah, you like that? See, that's because I can't remember shit. So now I got to put that up there to remind me. So there we go. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed our beautiful broadcast of Monday Motivation with Ogre. Catch us next week at 7 p.m. and every Monday right here on Facebook. And again, on YouTube, it will be a copy. Is that what it is? Copy of the show? A recording of the show will be on YouTube. So this is the Spaniard. Ogre. Sign us off, brother.
Peace, hippies.
And there.